We're going to go over to Kearney to Jessica Stevenson. She's live there. Jessica, how is it in Kearney?
It's terrible, Aisha. It's really quite miserable, actually. As you can see, hopefully, it's really blowing here. The snow is blowing pretty hard. We're on the corner of 39th Street and 2nd Avenue. We're in the Family Fresh parking lot. And I want to take you down here and show you what we're seeing here on the sidewalks, which is basically what you're going to be seeing on the roads here. This is an extremely thick layer of bumpy, slippery ice. I truthfully almost wiped out in my parking lot in my apartment earlier, and it's these conditions here on the sidewalks and on the roads that are making it extremely difficult to drive because it is so slick, especially if you have to go up any hills. In addition, the ice is also building up onto windshields, which is making it very difficult for your windshield wipers to work. So if at all possible, it's really worth avoiding driving. As you can see, though, there are a few cars on the road, but really not too many for this hour. We will continue to keep you updated, and we're going to check back in here and see how it's evolving in about half an hour. But for now, let's send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much,
Jessica, go
Jessica.
get back inside the live truck and get warm, please.
I know, and stay safe.
And something she pointed out there is, you know, yesterday here on the Tri-Cities, we had that drizzle and even some light rain off and on most of the day. Now we're starting to see the temp hovering a little bit below freezing. The winds are kicking up, so there is a very real chance that that is going to become a little bit of ice underneath this snow.
We're going to continue our weather checkups with reporters. We have Send It Back to NTV's Jessica Stevenson. She's live in Kearney. Jessica, how was it there?
She looks like she's
It's brutal, Aisha. It's actually worse than it was earlier. I'm pretty sure the winds are picking up quite a bit. I hope you can see this blowing snow that we have here. Now, this blowing snow is actually creating some pretty significant snow drifts. So we have where I'm standing here, maybe an inch, inch and a half. If I go down below the curb, we get 2, maybe even more inches. But what's interesting then is you only take a couple steps back, and now we have no snow here, but a significant ice buildup. I'm actually going to get off this ice because it's really slippery. But speaking of that ice buildup, if you can see this tree here over my shoulder, each of the branches is individually covered in a thick coating of ice. Now that's the same thing that we're seeing on all the vehicles parked around town. You're going to have to really take some time to scrape your windows, scrape your cars if you have to get on the road. But again, we highly recommend you don't get on the road because it's that taking off and the stopping that is incredibly difficult to do when you have such a heavy ice layer on our roads here.
And we're going to continue the weather coverage and send it over to Jessica Stevenson, who is live in Kearney with another update for us. Jessica, how is it there for you?
It's absolutely miserable, Aisha. It is probably at blizzard conditions right now. I don't know if you can see how bad the wind is blowing, but actually when it kicks up, it is hard to stand, it is nearly impossible to see, and it is hard to breathe. Now you can probably see here that since we checked in last, our roads have actually gotten completely covered with snow for the most part, at least here near the intersection of 2nd and 39th. Now, of course, it's this blowing snow that we're talking about, so it could be gone soon. The plows have been through, but they just can't keep up. And what's most dangerous and most scary is that there is a thick layer of ice underneath of all of this blowing snow. Now, I'm going to send it back to you guys because it's just getting too bad out here. But we'll be back for another checkup in just a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Jessica, and stay safe out there.
So please, if you don't have to be out and about, stay put. That's why we send people like Jessica out into this lovely weather.
Yes.
So that you can see what's going on, so you don't have to.
And she's out there now. We finally got her back.
And she's happy.
Yes. Jessica, how is it in Kearney?
It is absolutely horrible, guys. I want to show you over here now. I just checked 511. All the roads in Kearney that I could tell on my phone were colored pink. That means that they are fully covered in snow, like you can see here. And what's most concerning about this situation is that there's a thick level of ice underneath that snow. It's making it extremely difficult for cars to go. Now, as you can see, there are quite a few cars here on the road, but I do not advise it. It's hard. Our live truck is having a hard time even keeping the windshield defrosted because it's coming so quickly. And truthfully, the winds have been picking up, okay, nonstop for the past hour or so, but I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Jessica.
Oh, Jessica, get back inside. Oh, I feel so bad for her.
I know.
And that gives you a great idea of what it's like in Kearney right now.
Definitely.
I know it took a while. I know a lot of you were curious, but it's here now. Stay home if you can.